Hey, how are you guys doing today? Hope you're kicking some butt. So, today we're at one of the locations where they added the new harvestable trees on Planet Cyrene. Um, I've done videos on tree harvesting before, and I try to explain if you don't tree harvest, you're probably going to gimp yourself a little bit. And so there's tree harvesting guides. A lot of the players will let you know, hey, probably a good idea that you do some tree harvesting. Now, if you look up tree harvesting is what's going to give you all your resource gathering skills, a bunch of biology skills, um, basically a plethora of your little base fill-in skills for not sucking at looting, mining, and basically everything else in this game. And so this is where they've added the trees, one of the locations, and I haven't scouted the whole thing yet. So Risen Island, right? That's not a bad little location. Let me get this and make sure we're actually up. Yep. So Risen Island, that's one of the locations you can go. I haven't got to sort through going all over the planet yet, but I will actually check it all out and I'll give you guys a rundown. So far, though, this is honestly a pretty easy area. I would say somebody just came through here because this is pretty loaded normally. Looks like we're starting to get past. But you can see harvestable trees here on Planet Cyrene. Um, I guess we've got the Willies unlocked. And the thing is that was bugging me is their tree tool is kind of having issues right now. There one. So I'm using this PH3. Now the issue that their tool was having, and it might have been fixed already, is basically once you burn it out, it isn't letting you sell it to the trade terminal yet. In which I didn't want to end up with a million tools. But you can tell we got genetics from there and stuff like that. We're going to get a lot of good skills here. Here's a large tree, much better one to get. So now, markup on this stuff is all over the place, guys. It's either that you get nothing off of it, or there's usually like a market going on because a tree just got a bunch of furniture blueprints or something like that. A lot of the tree cutters themselves, unless they're doing blueprint runs, um, make their own stuff. They don't literally need yours unless they're literally running a big run in hopes to getting some sort of good blueprint. Which with all the new stuff dropping, that's not very impossible to get a good blueprint. You can tell that there's some other people out here. I see somebody's little thing over there. I'm not attempting to harvest all these. I am going to get this huge right off the bat. Now, to be able to actually get huges, you got to have the right mining equipment. See how this says max wood tier huge? Those little machines, they don't do this. And so you're not going to actually get any longboards out of a little machine ever. So if you come to Cyrene and you really plan on doing this, bring at least one unlimited PH3 probably, in all honesty. And hopefully they fixed the tools by the time you get here. Looks like we've got a lot of large trees right here. I'm going to pull them. And normally I would tap that small and put it into reset. But I wasn't planning on doing a full, hey, we're going to run around everywhere and just do this on stream. I will be off stream doing a lot of cutting. One, so that we can build up materials and do a good crafting run. Two, because this is actually one of the things that bugged me about Cyrene the most, right? So the skills you get for wood harvesting are epic. Like they're really important skills. And so I've always loved Cyrene. I thought it was an epic planet. But it bugged the crap out of me that you couldn't actually build up your skills that you would receive from this. And by reset, I mean if I tap this tree once, and I'll show you in just a little bit, the same amount of time that it would normally take for us to go it through, that tree, well, not the exact same, but that tree is going to vanish in a little bit. it won't let somebody else actually get my tree. And that'll put it into automatic reset because these obviously respawn, right? And so when your trees respawn, every time trees respawn, there's a chance, as glitchy as heck, there's a chance you get one of the bigger trees like a huge or a large. And so a lot of tree farmers will just go up and tap trees one time if they're a small, because they don't actually need a bunch of small boards, to be honest. Um, that's actually the one that you least need because you're always seeing them. And if you're skilling, you don't care. You're just going to pull the skill out of it. That guy's obviously hitting that side, so we're not attempting to compete against him or be in his way either right now. So I'm going to shoot us through here. Not going to pull any more of these. I'm going to show you guys real quick the apartments. There's that resource gathering I got. So as you can tell, and that's not the full list. Boom. It is absolutely a imperative skill. It's not even like, hey, I'm telling you tree farming will help you. I'm telling you if you don't tree farm, you probably, unless you're buying in those skills. And then if you're just bank accounting it, then you don't care. And good for you. I'm not going to talk crap about that. That's a big find. Look at that. Azurite, 4,000 something. That's nice. I don't know who did that. Well, I do because we read his name kind of, but I don't know them personally. But good for them, right? Epic as heck. So this is a giant deal. Now I will scout off stream the whole planet. I'll fly around. I'll land in places. Oh, look at a huge right at the entrance. That's ridiculous. Somebody missed this. We're not gonna talk crap because this is a super good deal for us to get another huge out of there. But basically, if you're gonna mine or if you're gonna go and shoot up a bunch of things eventually and want to loot things well, I would legit suggest maybe getting a tree machine, getting some of the points. And just a suggestion. I believe Soul has a really good guide to loot skills and tree harvesting that actually breaks it down better than me just telling you gimping yourself. Not 100% sure it's him, but there's several guides that do explain the vast importance, and they're by credible players. This isn't just me telling you, hey, you need this. This is a legit, you're probably gimping yourself if you haven't a little bit because, and not everybody needs these. I mean, like, are you going to mine? I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. So let's go check out one of the biggest things I think is an improvement. And one of the, by the way, some of these areas like this, where these slimes are now, let's look at that real quick on our way. I do want to show you guys this. I think this is neat. So these slimes, um, they changed the area that they're in. Look at this crap. So, and we'll just skateboard over there real quick. So there were big changes, like big changes. But watch this crap. These giant slimes. Oh, let's dodge those guys. I probably should fly over this. These guys could just F up my thing. So look at this crap, right? They've got this is all like toxic pools and stuff like that. It makes more sense. I absolutely think this makes sense. I don't want that guy to come over here. We'll gooey right away. It's one of the other things. You go so slow in gooey though. See how different reverse speed, guys. But I do think that that's neat, and that's not the only change. I just haven't got a chance to explore everything enough to know what all changes have been made yet. The trees so far, that slime area I really like actually. I'm not hunting those right now. Not even, don't want to leave our skateboard here. Now let's look at this. And this is where I think you guys are going to be most impressed. If you like stores. So I don't know how they're giving these out. I don't know how they're selling them. They're not released yet. Honestly, they haven't been deeded, is what it looks like too. Let me look here. Did we go to the wrong place? Yeah. So We want to be over on that island right there. Sorry, guys. This is epic, though. So, I'm not going to pretend I don't think I have the financial positioning to buy one of these right off the bat right now. Um, I don't know how much they're going to be. I really would want one. And I'm going to show you why. Because this is really actually an epic little shopping area. Watch this crap, guys. You've got this whole, um, I don't know, pseudo what, Roman? This is Romanish. Yeah, this is pseudo Roman. Style building system, right? Maybe that. Yeah, that's Roman. And then you've got these shops. And watch this. Probably going the wrong direction. This doesn't look like it'd be like entrance right here. Over here is. And I already checked these out, so I'm not like gonna be shocked. But let's see. I gotta figure out where we enter them. I think we enter over here, guys. Sorry about that. And you guys will be like, whoa, I need one too. Please don't drive up the price of these. I don't think I can afford one, but I feel that these are going to be expensive. So watch this. I'm going to come in here. You guys are going to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be expensive. We got this beautiful area right here. We've got full terminals over here. And I mean full terminals, right? Then I'm going to show you the shops. And this is where I think this is taking the piece, right? So this is North Janus. So let's remember these. These are going to be the or Orcree shops? Is that how you say that? Ocree? I don't know. Let's look at the stats. Watch this. So we don't have an estate manager, so there has not been a deed issued. Because if there was an estate manager, it'd be like Cyrene property manager or some crap like that that would say, you know, we've got a dude that's going to run this. There are 100 indoor item points and 30 display area item points. Um, Honestly, I don't know because I've never used this because my booth doesn't have any of these additional area max points 11. So there's 11 area points. I'm not really sure about that because booths don't set up the same. If you visualize, let's get the visualize on here. Sorry about that. The shop isn't big. There it is. So see the red line in there is the actual visualize range. There is no shop outside of there. Their visualize is actually the full thing inside. You're just not being able to see the lines. This is not very big for the amount of item points it has. So you would basically fill this up fast. Like some kind of shelf there, shelves there, a shelf there, maybe a counter with some kind of shopkeeper. You know what I'm saying? But what, you got 4 of them on this side. Yeah, let's count these up. 4 of them on this side, so there's 8 in each one of these units, right? That's what we'd say. What is this? Okay. 8 in that unit. There's going to be 8 in that unit and 8 in that unit, right? Okay, so we're at 36. Maybe. No, we're at 8. I'm probably wrong on that, guys. Let's get a crafting run going, and I'll figure that out. No, we're at 32. We're at 32. Sorry about that. So there's 32 of these shops in here. I don't know when they're going to release them. If you guys didn't know, they did update this planet. There's a crap load new blueprints out. As you can tell, and I'll show you guys, you can tell easy that there's a bunch of people coming after the textures. Obviously, they're pumping out a bunch of different ones that they've already got. I think that there's a few people here going for the new furniture. That's an exciting thing. I always like it when there's new furniture. So like always, we're going to set this up. I'm going to make sure we're clean. We're not clean on blueprints yet. I'm going to clean this out on blueprints because we don't want to be confused on where we got stuff, right? Because I often am anyway. So we have no blueprints we don't have. I'm going to actually just run this whole run. I know I said it was a 1500 clicky click run. We're just going to actually click the whole amount because why not? Any blueprints that pop, I'll go over. I'm going to set this up so you can see what kind of skills are coming in and what kind of PED value in secondary resources we get. I'll leave this up. It'll kind of keep track of some skill stuff. Like always, I'm going to make my face disappear while we're doing the run. I am going to be here the whole time. I'm going to be having coffee and I don't want to just. But at the end, I am going to come back in and explain everything once again anyway. And so I'm going to get this going. It should be a little bit around 2 hours from the second we click it. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and let's see what we get. Okay, and we are off. So we're super hoping that it starts improving from here because, in all honesty, we're at 80. So we should get about, I don't know, 3 blueprints per 500 clicks is what I normally expect out of a run. But you never know. Sometimes they go crappy, sometimes they go amazing. It's a mixed bag. Okay, so we're almost halfway done with the first 500 and we have no blueprints, which is weird as crap. So let's hope this averages out because this is not a normal run right now because this is a good blueprint for popping blueprints, just to let you guys know. By the way, I thought about it. It's A Bomb who has the guide on tree harvesting and loot skills. And honestly, it's epic. It's really well done. That's a good question. Let's look at that, man. Okay, so we're going 1 peck per each one of these. And you're going 3 peck for each one of those. 7 peck per click. So it's cheap. It's not an expensive one. That's honestly one of the reasons I use it to pop it. It's not so cheap as the Gneiss. Gneiss pops a lot on Calypso for sure. Then the Gneiss one, it's excellent for popping on Calypso. It actually has not done amazingly well for me off planet. And so on other planets, I prefer the Sopra, the generic leather, and as soon as I obtain a couple of the other planets, I usually then try to pick up enough to get a good run of one of their major blueprints that's like tier 3 or so that I get a different variety of pops. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a pretty cheap one to run. It's not bad at all. So I'm a little mind blown that we have not hit a blueprint yet. And so I'm going to say that this first 500 is definitely not going to give us an average of 3 uh, blueprints, right? Unless we really kill it this last 200 clickies. We'll just hope the rest of it evens out. And honestly, I've had that happen. Of course, just the other day we had one that went crap as, you know, so you never know. Maybe the day is with us, maybe it's not. Let's positive think though. Let's assume we're about to kick some dominating butt. I I'm not actually. Oh, I don't understand what you mean. Add your real name on Twitch somewhere. Would you explain? Do you mean like your game name or your personal actual in real life name? Because I'm not really following, and I apologize. Oh, yeah, you can change your name, dude. You can just change your name on Twitch, I think, if that's what you're meaning. Okay, we're at 400 clicks, and they have not been kind enough to give us a blueprint. So that's a little bit mind-boggling, because literally I've done a bunch of these type of runs, and it blows my mind. We should be doing better blueprint production. Just to say that. I will grab some water, dude. Honestly, I've been trying to be better about hydrating all the time and stuff. Sometimes I'm freaking naughty about that. That's not good for you. You're supposed to drink water. But then, in the middle of drinking all that coffee, you realize you're like dehydrated and you're like, holy crap, I need to drink some water. So I've definitely tried to be better about that. So I hope you guys are kicking butt, by the way. I don't know what planet you guys are on, but overall, it seems like a lot's going on in the Entropia universe, right? I don't know if Rocktopia got codexed, though. I think I would have heard about that. A lot of people were waiting for that. And in all honesty, I was kind of wondering if it would codex too. And so I haven't checked into it, but I don't think it did. I'll have to look up and see. Or message somebody, I guess. Unless one of you guys know if it did or not. But you would think if it codexed, we'd be hearing about it. And honestly, some of the bigger players that are currently on Cyrene, if that had been codexed, I honestly think that they'd be there popping shots and stuff. I've seen some serious players out here taking advantage of the new update, which is a good choice. When they do finally codex Rocktopia, That place is going to be a shooting gallery for like 2 months. I don't even know what my plan is on that. I might buy up just crap loads of blueprints for guns, fly there and just sell guns, because everybody's going to be shooting everything. You guys know that, right? The giant opportunity when they codex a planet. Like, huge. Especially if they do updates and they add blueprints and stuff like this or anything like that to a significant level. Huge opportunities for people. We legit are going to be through 500 clickies with 0 blueprints. This little blueprint pops out better than that. I don't even know what to think. We're going to have to sit here and contemplate it. That's not an intimidation, though. I contemplated it. I'm just going to average out. We're going to kick butt in the second 2/3. Also, if you guys notice from this texture blueprint, you get good skills. I mean, like, good skills. And on, like, some of the stone textures, you get, like, carpentry skills and stuff. And so, these are definitely an interesting mix of skills. I mean, I know not everybody's going to be a texturer. I don't even do a bunch of texturing except on vehicles and stuff. But I'm going to tell you, some of the texturing stuff is insane cooler than you would think. Like, when I first started playing the game, I was pretty sure I wasn't interested in any of the domestic type stuff. You know, like furniture and textures and clothing and stuff like that. But slowly but surely, that stuff has become more and more interesting, to be honest. Absolutely fascinating. I'm curious to see what happens when people get up into the way higher tiers on that stuff. You know, but definitely a great way to skill. Especially since like if you think about it, if you go and stone gather or some crap like that, because a lot of the stuff is stuff that you're gonna just have that has very low markup anyway. And if you're hunting on your own, outside of these extractors and stuff, which by the way, because of opportunity cost, even if you've hunted on your own, whatever you could have sold it for is what it cost you. Period. I still hunt on my own anyway because for some reason realizing the cost that way is more palatable to me. But in reality, if you could sell it for 300 ped, even if you hunted and got it for yourself, it costs you 300 ped if you don't sell it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you got to watch that stuff. Opportunity cost matters. People always forget that stuff. So when we're done with this run, I'm going to show you guys how to cash these out into your skills too. Because we're going to look at this. The markup on this is actually better than what it was a long time ago. But honestly, you can either use these into yourself, in which you get 90% return plus skill value, or you can sell them. And I'm a mixed bag on if it's worth it selling it. Sometimes I'll pretty much cash them into myself. Take the skills and then take the 90% return back, which is palatable for me, to be honest. I'm going to tell you guys for the record, we legit did a generic leather texture run like less than a month ago on this very planet and did much better like the normal hey 3 to 500. And I'm going to say that at this point I'm curious on why we're getting our butt slaughtered on this blueprint. This is absolutely crap production for this blueprint, you guys. Like straight up. I mean, like we're doing okay on the returns part. I've been watching that too. Like I'm not talking, we're not killing it, but the blueprint production part over here, which is more my concern most of the time, in all honesty, because we know we're pretty much going to be within a zone of a specific percent. We're not going to be plus or minus over 20% off of like I'd say a 90% return most of the time. You know what I mean? Most of the time. And so, more or less, I consistently believe in the average law of returns. The anomalies, though, are, of course, the blueprints and the globals and stuff, which, I don't expect a global on this, but I do expect about I mean, 3 blueprints per 500 clicky clicks. Um, doesn't always happen. And honestly, sometimes we get 3 blueprints in 100 clicky clicks, and then all of a sudden we're dry for a good chunk of time. And so who knows? But this is looking like a slapping in the face kind of. Not brutal, but you know. As long as these stay consistently up and stuff, where we're not getting slaughtered, because it's 7 peck per click. I'm glad somebody asked, so we actually looked that up so I would know. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually looked. Um, we're still getting brutaled right through this strip, but in all honesty, we've had enough upper success rate zones like that that it doesn't hurt us all the way. It would be nice to see it stay tight around that 8-7 zone so we know we're not losing our butt, right? But the blueprints, where are they, guys? I'll show you what we're after though, by the way. So they added new blueprints. And I noticed that a big chunk of the blueprints they added were added to this Redux thing, right? So I don't know anything about this. So that this is what's funny, right? This is insane. You've got this synthetic leather, or the synthetic volcanic leather. Who knows what goes into that yet, right? Way down here, right? That's cool. And then you've got synthetic Tyrolean leather. So then let's go through here and find the texture for it. Imperium leather. Synthetic Imperium. There's the arc texture. There's synthetic Tyrolean leather too, right? The boffin. There's the volcanic synthetic leather. I'm a little confused about these because honestly they don't really make sense, but there's synthetic crystal leather. I assume some of these are textures and some of them are the pre-texture leather that goes into the texture. What I did like is that they incorporated the use of these Zorn oil, muscle oil. Ooh, I probably should have made a big run of these because they incorporated them into a bunch of stuff. And yeah, so we'll look into that, guys. I'll have to be running some of that. So they added those because you remember how you needed these at one point in theory to get into the instances. These were like the instance keys for a second on this planet. They never actually worked that way, but I did come here when they were gonna work that way and ran them a bit, right? So they're re-in stuff again, and so they're not worthless. Oh, that's a good choice. And I don't know what all they integrated those into, but they're a subcomponent that's actually being used now. Trying to see what all they added. I actually looked at this yesterday. Honestly, I should have took a hard look at it before like the update happened, so I actually had a clue what was being added and what wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of curious about that too. So I know Bella already discovered that camp stove, one of those camp stoves, or somebody did. I think Bella did. She has it. And so, who knows, right? They're brutal in us, guys. Let's cross our fingers and hope this turns on us. Makes our day good. My day's actually kicking butt anyway, but like if this part would kick butt too, it'd be nice. By the way, legit, I hope you guys' day is kicking butt too. Holy crap. That took that long for them to say, we already have this one, by the way. This is an ironic thing, right? Boom. Let's make sure. What is that? Trillion? Oh yeah, we have that already. So I'll be putting this in the I already know I have it. In the auction house. I'll throw it in cheap in case one of you guys needs it. You know what I'm saying? They legit let us get almost to 700 before giving us a blueprint. That is just mind-blowing brutal. Just gonna let you guys know that. That's what I feel about that. It's okay because we're doing okay anyway, but holy crap. Let's hope for more blueprints. So legit, I think we're at the halfway point or something like that right now. Because we actually initiated over 1500, but let's hope that we get more than an additional one blueprint. Unless it's a blueprint discovery, and then I'll freaking take it. You know what I'm saying? Blueprint discovery trumps stacks of normal blueprints, guys. So I'm gonna just point out this is the other thing that I actually do appreciate from this. Because textures are technically an end item, uh, weirdly enough, you get manufacturing methodology if you've unlocked it, which in all honesty is a big freaking deal. You know what I'm saying? And so, just thought I'd point that out. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I could already have this. I would bet I do. Trillion. Yep. So I'm gonna load this in to the auction house also at the end of this run. I'll make it cheap as crap for you guys, don't worry. Okay, so purple crystal. I honestly don't know if I had purple crystal already. See, now we're getting blueprints at a rate that's not making fun of us. Okay, we do already have that, so I will put that in, and we can look at all these. We'll look at them, and we'll put them in the auction house at the end. And we'll cash out these in the skill, the actual textures. It'll be good. By the way, do you guys know that as you gain blueprints, your books change and evolve? See, look at this. This is what happens when you fully evolve a blueprint book. I'll show you this. Right? I know. That's what. So we're working on that on a lot of stuff. That's not an easy process. You got to discover, find, do a bunch of stuff. Bunch of blueprints have to exist in there. But slowly, they go from, I don't remember where they start, probably somewhere like that. Then all of a sudden these lines will appear on them. And then usually it'll be somewhere like that, somewhere. And then all of a sudden when they're full, right? Like, and I mean like you have pretty much each. This armor one though, I'm pretty sure it's full. Let's look. No, I'm missing one. So this is one blueprint short. But as you can tell, like, I haven't evolved my Arcadia ones. Those aren't impressive. Nothing's changed on them. I think this Arc one got that little badge at one point. And then this is Tolan. I've got one book for Tolan up to like where it's got this change, and one book that's like barely got that change. You see what I mean? But they evolve. I do want a heads up, you guys. We initiated more than 1,500. I think it was like 1,600 or something like that. Don't remember exactly, but I just thought, well, why not just click them all? And so it is more than 1,500. I'll change the title to 15 or 1.5 plus later on, but let's hope we get some actual more blueprints. The whole first, like, what, 680 clicks was zero freaking blueprints. So then this next 500, right? We legit got the 3 blueprints per 500 normal. We would have to have a awesome next 500, 600, whatever it is, for it to average out the blueprint stuff. See, here's the carpentry I was telling you guys about. So you get carpentry. I don't even do anything that would give me carpentry outside of crafting textures and stuff. I should. I'm planning on. But we're at 600 something carpentry, and it's pretty much from texture crafting. I'd also like to point out this journey to 6,000 is what, that's a big target, right? That is not happening fast, guys. I do big runs, and we legit won't gain a single engineering point, a full point off this whole run. Takes that much engineering to gain a point at this point. That's the same word a lot, but I think you guys understand. See, now it's like a brutality is back again with the no blueprintish. We got a string of blueprints, a string of no blueprints. Honestly, that first stretch of no blueprints was ridiculous and almost was like, what the WTF, right? So that wasn't horrible right there. That's vastly more valuable than the click. Okay, so we've got a little bit to go, but honestly, this has not been great blueprint production at all. It's been, whew. So we had like 600 something where we got nothing, right? And then we got like a run in which we got these, but these are already ones we have. So I'll load these to the auction house. Um, I think we actually clicked 1,680 clicks, in all honesty. And we'll let those ride out. We could get another run of blueprints. You know, what I'm kind of curious about, and I haven't seen any of this stuff yet, right? That's definitely the wrong book. Sorry, guys. Um, and I don't know, maybe you guys know about this stuff. So we've got these synthetics, right? Including these synthetic Tyrolean leathers and things like that. This synthetic volcanic leather. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Don't know what it goes into. I haven't seen anybody pop these blueprints. I could be wrong. Somebody could have got them. Um, I know somebody has one of these. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody got the tree cutter blueprint already discovered. One of the tree cutter blueprints, and I think it was the a lower level one. I don't know if it was that one. But there are new tools on this planet, by the way. Let's see if there's a higher level tree cutter. There has to be. Because you need a tree cutter to be able to cut the huge trees, right? Let's find out where it is. And it could be a limited blueprint, you know, because, sorry, mustache drive me crazy there. Um, like this one, the TerraTech PH3, that's a limited blueprint. Um, excellent blueprint, by the way. When tree harvesting is hopping, like it's an excellent thing to be making. Outside of that, there's enough of them in the market because it's a repairable permanent thing that it doesn't get burnt through. This is a new blueprint. I believe Bella got this one yesterday or something like that, to be honest. I don't know anything about this cook stove, you guys. And it looks like that's where we're at. It only goes up to tier 6 for those kind of things, right? Okay. So we're already doing good on this stuff. I still haven't got these. I have built up the materials to do a Weapon Gizmodo 3 run almost. I was probably gonna do it after all the blueprint stuff calms down a little bit at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month, to be honest, and then immediately do the Weapon Gizmo 4 run probably too, and then the next month I'll probably do the 5. Honestly, I don't see a lot added in this zone, right? You guys see anything added? I didn't memorize this chart before that. So by the way, there's these rip red I'm sorry. Whatever the fish is, the mean fish that's actually highly effective. Sorry, I probably should move this where it's not. You know what? We'll go over that stuff later. So, there's new plates, right? Besides just being able to go and upgrade the Imperium plates and stuff like that, which is pretty epic actually. Ah, boom, they gave us one. I already have this, to be honest, but let's double check. Yeah, so I'll put that also in the auction house. We'll do it cheap. That'll help people. So these are all ones that already existed. So we haven't discovered anything at this point. We just got ones that we already actually had from previous runs before this started happening. I'm building up materials to do one of these ones that's like an indigenous one. And I'm thinking that might be what we're going to have to do. Is like a giant run of like the yellow crystal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can think. Because we still want to actually get something that's, see, they might have added stuff in here. I've kind of glanced over this before in search of weapons. Sorry guys, let's put this where we can see what's going on, yet also glance over stuff. Okay, all those clothes already existed. So what they did do, and I'll tell you, I do like, is they added those subcomponents that used to be like designed for keys back into stuff. What does this take in? We're just stacking those right now. Those go into stuff that's important. I don't remember exactly what right this second, but by the way, this thing's insane. I haven't started making that yet because honestly, I have to restock my whole booth. It kind of got annihilated during that mini mayhem thing, and then I was mischievously like not collective with my ped inflows. So we're gonna have to slow restock on that. It'll be over the month. Sometimes you're irresponsible with your gameplay. And that's usually about the only time you really mess yourself over, like hunting outside your zone or crafting outside your zone, or just absolute like drunk on power choices, you know what I'm saying? Mine was a hey, I noticed somebody was chipping out specific skill that I wanted really, really bad, right? And then I was like, I'm grabbing that. And then I cut my own throat technically a little bit, but not like devastating. But you know, some skills are legitimately almost impossible to get, so can't complain always, right? It was really hard choice too, because I was like, because I knew I was going to cut my throat a little bit, right? But that skill just doesn't come available. And so at the point that you're like, hey, and I don't know why it came available immediately, but I did want it, so. Now we'll be on slow recovery mode for a second, which is a reasonable thing. It teaches you better discipline. This game's epic if you can stay disciplined and have good endurance in this game. Like the dailies, you can make yourself such a ridiculous, like, character just on dailies and stuff, staying consistent and grinding like crazy for years because people do it, you know what I'm saying? And it just really rewards that. And people that I think, because I've done it too, where you're just like wanting to push your character so bad that then you make decisions that aren't even logical because you're not really going to. There's no end to this game, and you're not going to make a single move in a single day in which it's going to get you somewhere amazing. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're consistent, you grind, and you have really good endurance of gameplay, every little bit there's an opportunity. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That Monterey daily, bro, I have done the crap out of that. I have multiple videos in which I've done 30-day challenges in which I just go there and craft that planet into the ground for 30 days straight. Because that's, I can't remember how much it is, 20 something, or it's a good amount of ped in engineering. Then I'll head to Tolan. If you do Tolan's mechanics mission, you get 21 ped in 30 days because it's 70 pec per day in mechanics, mechanical engineering per day, right? Or let's double check. It's not mechanical engineering, guys. Boom. It's mechanics. No, that's not what it is. It's the A one. Machinery. I apologize. So my machinery score, that's from Tolan. And then, like on this planet, on Cyrene, I collect the crap out of the dailies because that's how I'm getting my manufacture weapons daily. And they've on what is it? Next island, I collected a huge amount of my texture stuff, huge amount of it. And so, if you research the planets, they all have a dozen or so dailies that will build your guy up. Like Tolan has pistol missions insane. Like it's overpowered on pistol and BLP skill missions. I don't even pistolier BLP, but while I was there, I really did rack up some good points. But that machinery skill, where else are you going to get it? But you can go there and do a daily that's a craft. It's like literally almost the same thing as the Monterey one, except you have to qualify for it first. It's the Nadira who wants an apprentice line. And it is absolutely amazing for your character. Because if you look that up, if you're making items, now if you're making subcomponents, that doesn't go into it, so it doesn't matter. But if you're making items, it actually does matter. It's a component of it, and it doesn't go up fast. And so, like, I did Monria a lot. I'll do it again, actually, once I get to the 6K mark. Then I'll go and I'll do 30 days on Monria probably while I codex it. Because then I'll know for a fact I'm 21 pet over 6K. Because the reality is I'm trying to get all those subscores to 6K along with one of my main scores. Because here's how it works, guys. At level 60 in an engineering score, right? You get industrialist. An industrialist goes into a whole bunch of other stuff. And I know that sounds like an extreme thing. On mechanics, I'm mechanical engineering, I'm 13 levels away. On that, we're 18 levels away. Honestly, likely I'll reach it through mechanical engineering, which literally will require me to go back and really push those scores. And it's also why I have my guy sitting there crafting on EP2 rounds so often. Because reality-wise is your guy literally has to pump a lot of points in to get to level 60 in something. So that's how many points we were doing. So we did crappy on blueprints, guys. I'm gonna just tell you that. Let's look at that. That's a loss, but not a massive loss. That's the actual normal percentage of success within the like realm of possibility without having industrialists. By the way, if I had industrialists, that would say 45% probably consistently, and that would make it where if I had a markup of any kind. So this is where the stores are. I'm going to load these to the auction house. I'm going to show you guys the stores again. And then we'll also, oh, you know what would be a really good idea to do? Hold on, guys. Sorry about this. Let's go in here. Okay, so we've got crystal, because you can see what these things look like. You know what I'm saying? Okay, crystal pairs, dude. Boom. So that's what the texture's going to look like. It requires level 10 to 13 to do. That's pretty easy, actually. And the blueprint is anybody can do that blueprint. It's a starter blueprint, obviously, right? That's good to know. Orange crystal, that's a cool one. I've already looked at this, right? But it's 10 to 13 also, which is reasonable. Material designer, I'm not quite built like up to that yet. Let's look at this part. This is slightly only 2.5 to 7.5 to to do. So that's like basically a beginner one too, right? But we have purple crystal. So I'm going to tell you what. Have you guys seen the perpite um, texture? And this does not look like perpite texture, but I'm going to tell you, you could actually texture of an item with these two different textured purples, and I'll show you in a second on that too. Let's look at this jelly worm and I'll show you the perpite. Okay, so this I actually think is interesting. I have a bunch of this already ready. I'm just not qualified to put it on something yet. But see how that's like a sea foam, like a foam type texture? I've actually already got some crafted for the purposes of something, um, just to be honest. I plan way ahead on some things. Okay, so let's look. We've got this perpite, and I'm going to show you the difference. Boom. So this is perpite. It's really easy to do. So that's one purple contraster, right? Because I made a purple helicopter a long time ago, and then used it as a prize. So this is a different purple. Also, I'm not sure what that would look like on some if we combine it. By the way, this is the other blueprint I often use to pop blueprints on planets. It actually does better normally. I just didn't build up enough material yet, just to be honest with you guys. So, right off the bat, I'm sure this actually goes for some amount. We're going to put this in for one ped. That'll allow somebody to pick it up. It's actually a new person one. There's a chance you like pop something off of it right now, of course. I haven't ran any of these ones. All of these are going to indicate we're selling them at under market price, of course, because, we are for sure. That's a definite guarantee. But in the long run, this could very much benefit somebody. I don't know. Somebody could get started. So let's real quick look at these shops. They're right here. I'm actually at the location. This is the stats if you guys were wondering. Boom. I already visualized it, but the visualization inside of it is actually fully up against and into the walls, so you can't technically see it, ish, except on glitchishness, where you're like turning to the side and you'll see like the red. This is the size of the shops. If you notice though, and this is the thing, no listed estate managers right now. And so that means that there's no actual deed anywhere physically in a transferable manner, right? Because it has to be. This is what they look like, though. Look at this crap. This is also why I'm pretty sure this is going to be outside of my ped value zone. Um, I don't know that for a fact. This looks expensive, though, right? Do you guys feel that this looks like something that is definitely not going to be of I don't know. How much you guys think this is going for? I'm saying a lot. Those are 100 plus something point shops of starting with 30 something display points or something. I mean, I gotta memorize it back there, but they have a lot of points by default. Every one of those buildings also then has, by the way, there's 8 in each one of those buildings. So then there's crafting and full terminals, including the ad terminals in each one of those buildings. So in my mind, oh, I'm going to show you guys another trick too. So in my mind, that's kind of like, holy crap, ridiculous, right? So now over here, I'm going to show you where they added in the trees. I explained that tree harvesting is super important for subskills and important little like things like that. And the reason I'm going to tell you guys that is because not only have I messed around with it, and I know that I like seeing like the skills that I've seen flow in from it, but if you actually look over like A Bomb's guide to like new people stuff, I don't know what it's called, tree harvesting, and do they only have the limited one book? That cracks me up. Tree harvesting, basically, he has a guide on tree harvesting. His tree harvesting guide is absolutely a great explanation of why you would want to tree harvest. It's not only great for like the skills if you're a looter shooter type character, but it's super, super important. I'm gonna have to see how much texture we got. I'm gonna drop this on one book. It doesn't even matter. I'm gonna also show you why this doesn't matter. So I'm gonna get exactly 90% of the value of this material back, right? So we have 42 point some. So you know what? So that we don't have to figure this out very hard, we'll just go like this. Boom, right? So that's going to be 72 or 7, right? No, I apologize. 32, correct, guys? No, 36. I apologize. 36 ped. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this texture where I have a texture somewhere, I promise you guys. Texture, boom. We're going to take the texture. I'm then going to take this junk limited book. Wait, did they change these to not? Oh, crap. Hold on, guys. I have to find the actual limited book. I bought the wrong one. It happens sometimes. Now I'm going to take that junk limited book. We're going to go like this. I'm going to drop that there. I'm going to take this. It's going to say I'm not even qualified to do this. This is true. And I'm going to show you why that does not even matter. Because we're going to just pull the skill out of it. Boom. There's 90% back, 36 ped, just like I said, right? Then over here, you see that we gained the other portion in skill at 3.27, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know the percentage of what the value of that skill is, in all honesty. So I couldn't tell you what we're getting above 90% back. But we automatically get 90% of whatever texture you drop into something, right? Then, because we don't even need these books that we bought that we don't want, we drop that there and we drop that there because those aren't books we actually needed, right? And we get the ped back. And so, yes, we took a less than 10% loss. I don't know exactly where you would put that, but we did take a loss on that of some weird amount. You know what I mean? Because that skill is so valuable, it's actually likely we I don't skill out. I only skill in though, by the way. So this is where the tree harvesting is, guys. Just so you guys know. It is absolutely a great place. I think they need to fix the tree harvesters for this place so that you can sell them back to the tree terminal. I mean, the trade terminal after you're done with them. So for purposes of showing you what I'm talking about, I'm actually using my TerraTech PH3, which is a repairable unit. If you're going to legit tree harvest, straight get one of these. The reason why is because you can't even harvest a huge tree without one. Is somebody back? Oh, this dude's probably coming to tree harvest too. So I'm only going to tree harvest a little bit so I don't interrupt somebody else's ability to tree harvest. I'm pretty sure we just scanned a huge back in there somewhere. Yeah, look at that, guys. Somebody else is running for it, I'm sure. Oh, that guy's mining. So this is the miner island. And so if we can get to that huge before somebody else, that's what we're talking about we need. So huge trees are your limiting factor in every blueprint you're going to do. And there's a bunch of other trees out here, but basically huge trees are what you're after mostly. And that's the other reason I'm not using a trade terminal one. If you look here, this is oh, let's focus and not mess up our huge tree. This is you have to actually do a little bit beforehand, get qualified to use it, which isn't a big deal. But it will pull huge trees and it's repairable. And so that's absolutely an important thing. I wish I would have a way to have cleared out these skills so I could show you what we're going to get. But we're going to get resource gathering, um, crap, pretty much every biological skill you can imagine. Like, legit, like everything you want from both the idea of if I wanted to mine or if I wanted to see that we just went up as a prospector, if we wanted to loot stuff. And you can Google it. I would really tell you guys, read A Bomb's tree harvesting stuff. It's actually a good guide. It's well done. Like it helps you understand that some of your skills that are like lagging behind could be what's messing you over. And legit the reason why is because you get a giant chunk of the skill that's going to carry you the fastest. It makes up the biggest component of your thing and you're getting it the fastest. So sometimes you go up so fast in stuff that the majority of your skills are no longer even valid. You know what? I'm going to try to find this guide. And I don't think I have it where I can even link things. But I have a way to do it. Well, I don't know where you would find it. I wish I did. It is a foundation of, oh, boom, I'm finding it right here, guys. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to change my settings so you guys can see my actual screen and stuff. Um, Let me look at this. Display capture, game capture off. Boom. In there, you guys can see that, right? I'm making sure. I'm going to look over here on my other screen so we know what's going on. But this is it. Oh, I have a delay over there, so I don't ever know where it is. So it breaks down everything, and it really is a good little guide. Plus, there's a link to some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But basically, overall, that is a handy breakdown of hey, why would I do that? Like, it's not just a hey, I would. Plus, you get most of your pet back, like the return on the skill too. So it's like a real reasonable return. So you're not going to come ahead unless you're selling it in the middle of like a crafting situation that's like going on now, where there's a bunch of people trying to discover blueprints. That's like totally fuels it. Like when Tolan first got its blueprints and that little tree harvesting island on that planet, it went crazy, crazy. And there were people like legit paying a lot. It was worth it to just sit there and run through it. And people used it to skill up amazingly. Reality wise, you can skill your guy up, and the losses on tree harvesting are are negligible. Like you can TT this stuff out in reality and pretty much cover your stuff most of the way. Like almost everything in this game. The thing that's the deal is though, you're not gonna global. But reality is, and I'm gonna show you why the one boards are different. So we haven't seen any of the large trees, and they'll have a different markup. But those huge trees consistently have a good markup. When things are like going stupid wise crazy, they sometimes have a amazing markup. But right now, I would say they're 200 something percent markup. They're likely sold out on almost every planet, in all honesty. Um, One of the best planets also to tree harvest, just so you know, is Rocktopia. Tulin's amazing too. Rocktopia, though, you have to go to hell or have completed some mission to get into some secret place that you can. And I have never finished out the whole long, hey, can I get into your secret location for it? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So in Rocktopia, there's you can go to the teleporters. Okay, so Rocktopia has multiple locations in it. Rocktopia has if you've ever watched the cult classic It, it has the location, the Arctic um, zone location for it, the hunt the thing. It's hunt the thing. It's the thing. So it has the thing's location in it, and then there's also you can go to hell. So in the outer rings of hell, right around where like the little vampire succubus girls are, you can find trees around them. Like there's trees all over. And it's absolutely easy to farm trees there. Yeah, I wish they would fix the thing stuff. I don't know why they haven't. So that's not the thing I wish they'd fix the most. So I want them to definitively say that they have fixed the hack code instances. It might be fixed. The thing is, it's so expensive to do that I don't know, and I don't know anybody's done it, so I wouldn't even dare try to do it again. Because I got my butt kicked on it a long time ago trying to do it, thinking I was that good, and it was a massacre. It was expensive as crap, and people like legit told me they're not even sure it works correctly. And then the mines. There's a mine instance on there that's glitched and doesn't work correctly. And it's one that a material can be looted at the end of the mine that would be really, really nice to be able to get that because it goes into a bunch of things that are weird things. Um, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to see who is on that is actually. Yeah, there's some broken instances on a few places, and I'm hoping that when they do the whole new thing, that they actually fix them all. In all honesty, because if they don't, it's gonna break people's hearts. This game is an epic, epic game. You know what I mean? And all that they need to do at this point is build the community and fix the stuff that's broken. I mean, the other stuff they're doing is awesome, and I'm really glad about the new engine and stuff. But I really, really would like to see them fix all the little intricacies of the game at the exact same time that they're moving forward. I do believe that they do need to update all the stuff and move forward. The whole new the new, not search engine, that new engine is going to be a profound thing for this game. I'm absolutely hoping to really that it just blows this game up, to be honest. And if it doesn't, this game's still an amazing game. But can you imagine this game if it had like a massive population going on it? It would be just so fun. And so I'm looking forward to the future. I'm hoping it actually grows as a game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transfer this over. I do want to thank you guys very much for hanging out and being epic. I hope this helps you guys out. Peace, very best wishes, and I'll see you this next week.